Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, Make Your Own Bed. The starring players...
This is Jack Carson.
This is Jane Wyman.
This is Alan Hale.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in Warner Brothers' hilarious new comedy, Make Your Own Bed. And starring in their original roles are Jack Carson as Jerry Curtis, Jane Wyman as Susan Courtney, and Alan Hale as Walter Whirtle. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in Make Your Own Bed. The Whirtles happen to be very rich. Their huge country home is a sort of dream place. That is, except to Mrs. Whirtle. It's no dream to her. It's more of a nightmare.
Walter, I can't stand it any longer. Let's close up this morgue and move back to New York. I'm homesick.
Homesick? But, darling, this is your home.
Yes, and I'm sick of it.
Oh, but, sweetheart, why go back to the city? It's so much healthier out here. No crowds, no noise, no fumes.
No servants.
That's right, no Huh? Did you say no servants?
Exactly. The chauffeur and cook left this morning.
The chauffeur, too?
Yes.
Why, he seemed very happy here. He was well paid, had plenty of time off to visit all the neighbors' maids. Why, they called him the Lochinvar of Lakeview.
Yes. And now he's a vulture at Vultee.
Oh, well. I wouldn't worry about getting other servants. There must be thousands of chauffeurs and cooks who want jobs. You've just got to approach them with savoir-faire.
Not nowadays. You've got to sneak up on them with chloroform.
Oh, don't be silly, Vivian. I'm going into the city at once. And by tonight, I'll get you a chauffeur and a cook.
But as Mr. Whirtle soon finds out, servants are about as easy to get as nylons. He can't find a servant in all New York. By mid-afternoon, he's pretty desperate. And stopping in for a bit of refreshment, he gets into a gloomy conversation with a nice young fellow standing at the bar. Jerry Curtis is his name, and he's a private detective. Or rather, he was a private detective, as we find him sadly trying to explain.
Well, I was working for the Night Detective Agency, you see, and I'm out on a job guarding wedding presents when a very guilty-looking mug starts to finger the finest pieces. Naturally, I put a fast pinch on him.
Well, what's wrong with that?
How should I know he's the district attorney?
I think that's very funny.
Yeah? Well, he didn't.
I'm so sorry. You lost your job, eh? Well, that is too bad.
Oh, I'll find another spot. I still got all my disguises, you know. Gardener, handyman, chauffeur, butler.
Butler?
Sure, you ought to see me put on that butler act. Crumpets, milady. A spot of tea, milord.
Look here, Curtis. I could use you.
Huh? Yeah, you could?
Yes. I'm confronted with a serious problem. My home is in a mess. A complete mess.
Oh, you got matrimonial indigestion, eh?
Matrimonial indigestion? What's that?
That's when your wife doesn't agree with you.
Oh, no. That's not the mess I'm talking about.
Well, domestic trouble, it's just routine stuff with me. Not if it was saboteurs or spies or even just plain homicide.
Oh, it is. It's that, too. You see, I manufacture gunpowder.
Gunpowder? You mean munitions?
Yes. I have a government contract, and I'm in danger. Why, I've had 12 threatening letters already.
Hey, maybe you're going to be murdered. Gee, that'd be swell, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Huh? No. Now, look here, Curtis. I need protection. You solve this case, and I'll see that you get your own agency.
My own agency? Oh, Mr. Whirtle, please. Please don't ever joke about that. You sure you know what you're talking about?
Why, of course I do.
Oh, I hope so. You're sure that a guy in a white coat won't come and lead you away in a few minutes? You're sure of that?
Oh, don't be silly, Curtis. Let's see. What time is it now?
Well, I don't know.
What does the clock say?
Bong, 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 bong.
No. There it is. 4 o'clock. Now, here's my card. You'll be in my office at... Wait a minute.
What's wrong, Mr. Whirtle? What's wrong? What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking, if if you could pose as my butler.
Oh, what's a cinch? Trumpets, my lady? I mean, tot of speed, or no, speed of tot, spit in your eye, or spot of tea? I mean...
Wait a minute.
What's the matter? You don't like it?
I love it. It's wonderful. Only, it might be better if there were two of you.
Two of us?
Yes. You for the butler, and the girl who can cook. I mean, pose as a cook. You know, nice domestic couple, man and wife.
Think no more about it, Mr. Wordle. I can handle that, too.
And that's where Susan Courtney comes in. Susan is in love with Jerry, you see. They plan to be married in June. That is, some June when Jerry can afford a license. Anyway, against her better judgment, Susan lets Jerry persuade her to take the job with him, to pose as his wife and to cook besides. They have just arrived at the Whirtle Mansion, where Jerry is determined to mold himself a career. So let us follow this moldy career.
Oh, I'm so glad you're both here. This is wonderful, wonderful. Walter phoned me you were coming out. I'm sure you'll find it very comfortable here. This is really a lovely home. Come in, please.
Wow. What a joint. Looks like a deluxe movie theater.
What did you say, miss?
Hey, nothing. She was just admiring the place.
Oh, yes. Oh, Mrs. Wordle, is that your cow out there?
Me own a cow? Why, I wouldn't even know which one of the faucets the milk comes out of.
Did you hear that, Susan? Wouldn't even know which one of the faucets the milk comes out of.
Jerry, which faucet do they get the milk out of?
Oh, stop it.
Now, as far as my references are concerned...
Oh, we've already checked those, madam. Mr. Wordle has already engaged us. My name is Curtis, and this is, Susan. Susan, dear.
Oh, howdy, Mum.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have a couple that's really happily married. Would you like to see your room?
Our room? Madam?
Oh, really, it's a beautiful room. Gay cretonnes, antiques, a lovely double bed.
Double bed?
A double bed? Wow. What do you think of that, Susan?
If you'll come this way. Please, if you'll come this way, it's just down the hall.
Jerry Curtis, you lowlife.
Take it easy. We got to humor her.
What's funny about a double bed?
Here it is, coming.
Coming, madam.
There we are. Don't you think it's charming? And I have the mattress made to order. You can try it if you like.
It looks very comfortable, madam.
Go ahead and try it. Just bounce up and down on it a couple of times.
Go ahead, Curtis. Bounce for the lady.
Well, if you insist.
What's the matter?
One of the springs is a little loose.
Well, after you've unpacked, we'll discuss dinner. That is, if you don't mind. I'm really looking forward to one of your delicious dinners.
I assure you, madam, it'll be a dinner that you'll long remember.
Wonderful, simply wonderful. Then I leave you to get settled. Au revoir.
Nice mattress, isn't it, Susan? I mean, comfortable.
It's the first time I ever saw a bouncing wolf.
Yeah. Gee, honey, this is my big opportunity.
For what?
The job. Well, naturally, Mr. Wordle said a couple, so I couldn't let a little thing like that interfere.
A little thing? You call a double bed a little thing?
Well, I can just tell Mrs. Wordle that it would make me nervous to sleep in the same room with you.
Make you nervous?
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to do to me?
No comment. Susan, a case like this comes once in a lifetime. Spies, saboteurs, a maniac trying to murder Mr. Wordle all under one roof. Susan, this case has many angles. It's got a lot of facets.
That reminds me, Jerry.
What?
Which facet does the milk come from?
Oh.
Now, look here, Linkletter. I told you that I can't be bothered today. I've got too much on my mind. My wife, my home, my happiness.
Oh, but Mr. Wordle, our new radio program starts next week. You've simply got to approve the cast. They've been waiting here all afternoon.
Here?
Yes, of course. Oh, Mr. Hassan.
You are calling, yes?
Yes. Come in, please, all of you.
Yes, of course.
Mr. Wordle, I want you to meet Mr. Paul Hassan.
How do you do?
Tis a pleasure, I'm sure.
And this is Mr. Fritz Alton.
Great honor, mein Herr.
And Miss Marie Gruber.
I am charmed, natürlich.
Say, what is this? A Nazi convention?
That's our cast, Mr. Wurtle. Spies, saboteurs, hair-raising stuff.
Spies? Saboteurs?
Yes, great, aren't they?
They certainly are. Excuse me, folks. Hello? Hello? Hello, Worthington? Put a call through to my home, and hurry, please. It's very important.
Well, Mr. Wurtle, these people have been waiting since...
Linkletter, I just got a great idea. I'm busy now, and I can't give this thing my full attention. Now, why don't these folks come out to my place for the weekend? We can go over the whole show there.
You mean we should come out there and...
Paul, it is a very good idea.
But-
Mr. Wurtle, we accept.
Well, that's swell. Be here at 6, and I'll drive you up.
Thank you. That will give us time to get our things. Come, Fritz, come forward.
Great idea, Mr. Wurtle. Terrific. Colossal. Huh?
Beat it, Linkletter. That's a personal call.
Why, yes, of course. Certainly.
Hello? Is that you, Curtis? This is Wurtle. Yes. I just received another threatening letter. No, but you ought to find the guilty party soon. I'm bringing all the suspects out for the weekend. Yes, 3 of them. They work for me, but I'm sure they're Nazi spies. No, I can't tell you that now. Men with open traps are friends of the Japs. That's right. Fine. See you later. And don't forget to have a good dinner. Bye.
Hello, honey. Well, is dinner almost ready?
Oh, Jerry, everything's such a mess. I've never done any cooking before.
You haven't, huh?
No.
What's this on the table?
That's a pie.
But it's such a long pie. Pie is round.
But it's a rhubarb pie.
Hey, the stove is ringing.
Oh, it's the ducks. They're finished now. I'll put them out in... Oh, Jerry. Oh, look at the ducks. Oh, my poor little ducks.
Yeah. Slightly shriveled, aren't they?
And I went to so much trouble to get them.
Well, honey, you didn't have to go all the way up to Capistrano.
Oh, it's all your fault. I told you not to take the feathers off with shaving soap and a razor.
Ah, never mind, honey. I got an idea. Let's bake a swell cake. What do you say?
What do you know about baking cakes? You're a detective.
Well, didn't you ever hear of a cop cake? Look, here's a cookbook. All we got to do is what it says in the cookbook, and presto, a cake.
Okay, let's go. What are you putting that grease on my face for?
What says right here in the book? Before starting, grease your pan well.
Oh. See if there's any sour milk in the icebox, Jerry.
Okay. No, it's all sweet milk, but that's all right, honey. I'll fix that in a second.
What'd you do?
Put vinegar in it.
Good. Now for the yeast.
Hey, Susan, tell me something. Why do they use yeast?
Flavoring, I guess.
Oh.
How many do you think I should put in? About 6 or 7 cakes of yeast?
Give it a good flavor. Throw in 8 or 9.
Oh. You gotta dissolve it, you know.
Yeah. Hey, gee, this cake looks almost human.
What do you mean?
It's got a head on it. Let's see what it says in the book now. Look, Susan, you get 2 eggs, and I'll get a bottle of Mr. Wurtle's scotch and start drinking it.
What for?
What says here, beat 2 eggs until stiff.
That means the eggs must be stiff.
Eggs got to be stiff, huh?
Gee, that must be wrong because all eggs are stiff. Whoever heard of a limp egg? We'll leave the eggs out.
Yeah, no, all right. Now, half cup of fat.
We haven't got any half cups.
We have now.
Now a level tablespoon of salt. What are you doing?
Leveling a tablespoon. Say, honey, the next thing in this book sounds crazy.
What does it say?
Well, you got to get the cream out of the icebox and fill a pan full of ice water while I take off my shoes.
Why are you taking off your shoes?
It says right here, put some cream in a bowl and stand in ice water until thoroughly chilled.
Okay, honey. Gee, I hope this comes out all right. Do you think they'll like it?
You bet they'll like it. They'll like it or else.
Oh, a wonderful dinner, really it was. A bit unusual, but quite wonderful. Our guests were simply overcome.
They were?
Hey, how did Mr. Wordle like it?
Mr. Wordle wanted to tell you himself, but he's a bit, the doctors won't let him talk for a while.
I feel the same way.
Well, naturally. Of course, you must retire at once. Get a good night's sleep, both of you.
Both of us in that double...
Oh, yeah, I'm not sleepy. As a matter of fact, it's my turn to work the night shift.
Remember, my dears, orders are orders. Good night and pleasant dreams.
All right, Mr. Big Shot, it's your move. Out.
But, darling, where am I going to sleep?
I don't know, and I don't care anything more about what happens to you, Jerry.
But, honey, you must care a little bit. We're practically married.
Practically married, ready to get married, almost married, everything but married for 2 solid years. Now go on and get out.
Oh, you're just being bitter.
I am not.
Oh, Susan.
Absolutely not.
All right. I guess that closes the issue. No use trying to force it.
Jerry,
Yes.
which forces do they get the milk out of?
Oh, let me out of here.
Lady Esther has presented Act One of Make Your Own Bed, starring Alan Hale, Jane Wyman, and Jack Carson. In just a moment, we will hear the Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Act Two. But first, a word from our hostess, Lady Esther.
I wish you'd think for a moment about the makeup you're using on your skin. Think, is it safe, or have you noticed any signs of trouble? I've watched women caking their skin with a coat of makeup, practically masking it and trying to make it look attractive. Skin specialists say that to treat your skin this way is dangerous, and they warn their patients to stop. Don't forget, skin is a living thing. To plaster it over with makeup may be inviting really serious skin troubles. The skin's delicate surface may become rough and dry. You may cork up the pore openings, enlarge them, make your skin look coarser and older. Even worse, corked up pore openings may breed dangerous germs, lead to little bumps that you can feel with your fingertips, and ugly blemishes. Now, of course you want your skin to look its loveliest. Who doesn't? But I'm sure you want loveliness without danger. And you can have it with my Lady Esther Baby Texture Face Powder. A far smoother, more flawless, more lasting loveliness than you've ever had with any other makeup. Because Lady Esther is not like other face powders. My patented twin hurricane method makes it softer and finer than powder has ever been before, so that instead of the usual powdery particles, my powder spreads on your skin like a delicate film. It helps hide little freckles and blemishes safely. It clings 4 long hours, sometimes longer, and it looks as attractive in broad daylight as in artificial light. I'd like you to try Lady Esther face powder. I'd like you to see how smooth and flawless your skin appears, even at a close-up, and how much fresher, younger, and prettier Lady Esther face powder makes your skin look.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of Make Your Own Bed, starring Jane Wyman as Susan, Jack Carson as Jerry, and Alan Hale as Mr. Whirtle. Well, Jerry had to spend the night somewhere, so he looks around for an empty bedroom. The only trouble is that when he opens the door... it isn't empty. Which wouldn't have been so bad in itself, except that Susan has followed Jerry, and just as he makes a hurried exit from the room...
Jerry, you worm, you chiseler, you good-for-nothing double-crosser.
Now, wait a minute, Susan. You've got me all wrong.
Got you all wrong. I saw you myself.
Well, you don't believe everything you see, do you?
I should say not. And mostly I won't be seeing you. Jerry Curtis, you're absolutely, positively through.
Oh. Mr. Wordle, I got to talk to you.
What is it, Jerry? Good news, I hope.
Well, not exactly. I'm going to quit.
Quit? What for? What will I tell my wife?
Well, gee, I'm getting a little discouraged. You sort of guaranteed me you'd get murdered, but nothing's happened.
But how about the Nazis?
Well, I admit they're solid, all right, but after all, that's just a handcuff job. Besides, I'm having trouble with my girl.
Your girl? Does your wife know?
Oh, Susan isn't my wife. I wish she were.
Not your wife?
No.
But aren't you married?
Certainly not. If we were married, she'd be my wife. That's silly. And sleeping in the garden is uncomfortable. Honestly, I wouldn't blame her if she walked out on me. I was supposed to catch the criminals, get my own agency.
You mean if something big happened, that would change things?
Oh, it sure would. But I've never known criminals that neglected their crimes like this bunch.
Well, then we've got to stir them to action.
You think you can?
I'm sure I can, Jerry. I can almost guarantee you that something tremendous will happen tonight.
Fritz, you have everything arranged?
Everything, Paul. We will make our move at 10 o'clock. The whole house will be sleeping then.
Good.
Werther keeps the gunpowder formulas out here, right in the den in that wall safe.
Such a fool he is. Thinks we are just radio actors. He invites us here to drink his wine, to eat his food.
Ah, you call that food?
Yeah, what we don't have to go through for our Fuhrer.
Careful. Come in.
Good evening, Mr. Hassan. Could I have a word with you and your friends?
But of course, Mr. Wertle.
Well, you see, I'm in a sort of a spot, and maybe you can help me out.
We would be only too happy.
Well, mostly it involves my butler, so I guess I'd better start at the beginning. You see, my wife just couldn't get any servants. So yesterday I told her that I'd...
Might as well be on the lookout, I guess. Mr. Wordle said something would happen tonight. Anybody in there? No, I guess not. Gee, anybody heard me talk to myself, they'd think I was batty.
Of course.
Yeah, well, you don't have to agree. Hey, that's the Nazis in there. I better find out what they're up to.
So you see, my butler doesn't know you're acting. He really thinks you're Nazi spies. Now, what I want you to do is to stage a fake robbery. Tie me up. Open the safe.
10 o'clock would be a good time.
No. I want you to do it now. By 10 o'clock, my butler might be gone.
A frame-up. Whole darn thing is a frame-up. Now, Mr. Wordle, you don't know what you've done to me. Hey. Yeah, but maybe two can play at that game.
Jerry, do you mean it? You really think you've got the goods on them?
Absolutely, Susan. I'm going to walk right in and take them all, single-handed.
Jerry, you mean all by yourself?
That's what I said. Of course, you can come along if you want to, but mind you, keep clear of the falling bodies.
There we are. Now, we'll just leave this safe door open. Then you can tie me up and scatter some of these papers around.
There's another envelope in the safe.
Oh, no, we mustn't touch that. It's got my secret powder formula.
Hand it over, Herr Wertel.
Huh?
Do not move. As you can see, I have a gun.
Now, wait a minute. You're going too far.
Fritz, Marie, tie him up.
No, you can't.
Jawohl, that gag will keep him quiet.
Paul, it isn't 10 o'clock yet. I had everything arranged for 10 o'clock.
You cannot overlook a chance like this, Fritz. We will go out the back way and...
Slow down, you guys. You're not going anywhere. All right, line up against that wall, all of you.
Jerry, be careful, please.
My friend, this is too bad for you, but since you have happened to blunder in here...
Ah, think you're tough because you got a gun, eh? Well, no Nazi heel can threaten me. I'm going to poke you so...
Jerry!
Hey, it's loaded! You guys ought to be careful. You're going to hurt somebody.
The next one you get between the eyes. If you take one single step out of this room...
Nobody's moving out of this room. Hassan, you're under arrest.
Hey, who are you?
Federal agent, son.
Now, wait a minute. I made this pinch. I got him first.
We've been trailing these two for months.
Hey, but you're one of them. Your name is Alton. You're a spy.
That's what you think. He's been our inside man on this case. Bring him along, fellas. Come on.
Well, what do you know? Gee, Susan,
Jerry, darling, thank heavens you're safe.
You really mean that?
Of course I do. That's all that matters.
Even if I don't have my own agency?
Oh, with or without. I love you, Jerry.
Gosh, I'm glad, because, I've been thinking, Susan. As a detective, I make an awfully good butler.
Well, maybe I could learn how to cook.
Susan, darling.
No, Jerry. What's that?
Oh, it's Mr. Wordle. We completely forgot him.
Well, Jerry, don't you think we better untie him?
Yeah, I guess we better. You never can tell. He might be our next boss. Let's face it.
Jerry.
Yes, dear.
Which face do they get the milk
Oh,
out of?
Susan.
Well, that was a lot of fun, all right. And our sincerest thanks to you, Jack Carson, Alan Hale, and Jane Wyman.
No, Mr. Bradley. We're the ones who should feel thankful. It's really a privilege to appear with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players, and after all, this is our program, too. And every one of us, all of us, are very proud of the wonderful work being done by the Motion Picture Relief Fund in its country house and clinic, a work made largely possible by these radio shows. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, a word from America's foremost beauty authority, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Wyman. Friends, please remember what skin specialists have reported to me. Here's what they say. They say that caking your face with makeup, applying a mask-like coating, may cause a drying of your delicate surface skin. It may cork up the pore openings, helping to stretch and coarsen them. Perhaps develop little bumps you can feel with your fingers. And remember, too, corked-up pores may actually encourage bacteria and ugly blemishes. On the other hand, you can look far lovelier without taking these risks. All you need is Lady Esther face powder. It's an altogether different powder, the most flattering that you can possibly find. It goes on like a delicate, flawless film of beauty that safely hides tiny lines and blemishes. Looks natural even in strong sunlight, and it clings 4 long hours, on some skins even longer. I hope you'll try Lady Esther face powder. I promise you, your skin will have a smooth, natural freshness, as attractive up close as from a distance.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present Night Must Fall. It will star Dame May Whitty, Rosemary DeCamp, and James Cagney. Be sure to listen, will you? Jane Wyman, Jack Carson, and Alan Hale are currently starred in Make Your Own Bed. Alan Hale can also be seen in The Adventures of Mark Twain, both Warner Brothers productions. Jack Carson also appeared through the courtesy of Campbell Soups. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. To try Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream, just get the smallest size jar. Later, you can get the economical large jar and keep refilling the small one for convenience. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night, everyone.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, Night Must Fall. The starring players...
This is James Cagney.
This is Rosemary DeCamp.
And this is May Whitty.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in Emlyn Williams' fascinating study of a psychopathic mind, Night Must Fall, adapted from the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture. It stars Rosemary DeCamp as Olivia, James Cagney as Danny, and Dame May Whitty as Mrs. Bramson. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in Night Must Fall.
I can still hear him sometimes. I can still hear him whistling that tune. It's only in my mind, I know. But I'm like a child that's been left alone in the dark. Frightened, terrified, till I think I'm going mad. I know now that it began for me with that little paragraph in our local paper. A tiny item that didn't concern me. But somehow, I never knew why, I was secretly disturbed. I remember that I turned to my aunt and said, "Auntie, the papers say a woman has disappeared from the summer hotel. A Mrs. Chalfont."
A Mrs. Chalfont? What's that to us? We don't know her, do we?
No, but suppose something's happened to her. Suppose she's been...
Oh, now you're going to say she's murdered. Rubbish. I'll have another one of those chocolates.
My aunt was like that, always sharp and irritable. She wasn't well, you see. Or at least she'd convinced herself she wasn't. A professional invalid who loved her wheelchair. She'd been in a horrible mood that morning. Dora, the maid, had broken several cups. That had meant a scolding, of course, and a threat of dismissal. The girl had cried and said she hadn't been herself. She'd been having trouble with her gentleman.
He's a page boy, Mum. Over to the hotel. He's been treating me fair awful, he has.
A good-for-nothing scoundrel.
Oh, he's really not. He's mighty sweet when he wants to be. And nice, too, Mum. They call him Babyface.
Babyface, indeed? Huh. I'd like to give him a piece of my mind.
Mrs. Bramson, would you?
Would I what?
See him? Talk to him? He said he'd be dropping over this morning. Maybe if you had a word with him, Mum?
Yes, I certainly will. You send him in when he gets here, Dora. I'll deal with him all right.
It was just before noon when he came. There was something about him from the very first. Smiling, familiar, almost but not quite insolent. An unlit cigarette in his mouth. And then when he spoke...
Morning, folks.
Well, so you're Babyface.
That's me. Silly name, isn't it?
You smoke, I see.
Yes, Ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm always forgetting me company manners. I'll put it right out.
Well, then, you know why I've sent for you.
Yes, ma'am, I think so.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, I am.
Then you might as well... What's the time?
11:30, I think.
Olivia?
Yes, Auntie?
You've forgotten my medicine again. It's half an hour late.
I'm so sorry. I have it right here.
You know it doesn't do me any good unless it's taken regularly.
That's right, Mum. A lady that's delicate like you has got to be watching herself, she has.
Indeed, I must. And I'm thankful someone recognizes it.
Here you are, Auntie.
Filthy stuff.
Say, why don't you eat one of them chocolates, Mum? Some candy would be taking the taste away.
That's an excellent idea. Olivia, you'd never think of suggesting that. All you want from me is...
Butcher's here.
Oh, very well, Dora. I'll be right out.
Would you like me to wheel you, Mum?
I can wheel myself, young man. You wait here with my niece. I'll only be a moment or two.
I'll bet she's something to be living with, all right. Especially for a girl like you. Must get pretty lonesome, eh?
Look, there's one thing you may as well understand. I happen to be employed by my aunt, but I'm not quite in Dora's position.
You don't like me, do you?
No.
Well, everyone else does. including Mrs. Bramson.
If you think you can annoy me by playing up to my aunt...
Playing up?
You may as well forget it. It won't get you anywhere.
It won't, eh? And would you like to bet me?
He was very sure of himself. Sure of my aunt. And, yes, I can say it now, sure of me, too. It was almost frightening to watch him spin his web. The eager attention when my aunt spoke. The shrewd little flatteries. The mock humility. Before he left that morning, she'd offered him a job. That very afternoon, he moved in. I remember I was sitting with my aunt.
Olivia, don't sit there mooning. Take a look at the afternoon papers. See if there's any more about that Chalfont woman.
There was something on the front page, I think. Oh, yes, here it is. It is reported that on the night Mrs. Chalfont disappeared, someone was heard moving mysteriously in the woods and whistling Mighty Like a Rose.
That shows how hard they are up for news. Mighty Like a Rose, indeed. Just rubbish, that's all.
Well, here's your Danny boy, Mrs. Bramson. All fixed and settled.
I'm wearing the shawl you brought me, Danny. You know it was very sweet of you. Your own mother's shawl.
That's the least I could do. The way you've taken me in, given me a home.
I like you, Danny. You're a good boy. And now it's time for my afternoon nap.
As you are, Mum. I'll wheel you in. So, you know, this chair is awful stiff. Must be awful hard work pulling yourself around. I could put it right in a jiffy with a drop of oil now.
In here, Danny. This is my room.
Huh? Almost went right, boy. Look, ma'am, I'd better lift you onto the bed. Then while you're napping, I can take the chair and have it good as new in half a tick.
Be careful now.
Oh, don't you worry about your Danny, boy. Upsy daisy. Up you come now. There you are. Now, pleasant dreams, sweet repose, half the bed, and all the clothes.
you silly boy.
Get a good sleep, Mum. I'll take the chair right along.
Oh, Danny.
How's that? You talking to me?
I've got something for you.
Have you now? Really?
It's a price tag, Danny. I took it off your old mother's shawl.
You don't like my being here, do you?
Doesn't make any difference what I like. I've told you I'm a servant here myself.
Well, you're certainly not an ordinary servant, though, are you?
No, I suppose not.
Well, neither am I. Well, I have to fix this chair. You can watch if you like. You know, you're a fair, good-looking girl. You'd be pretty if you didn't wear your hair so tight. I'm quite particular about hair, I am.
Aren't you forgetting your work?
Sorry, Mum. There's a lock nut on there. Be a bit of a job to get it off. Well, easy does it. You say something? Huh?
No. No, I didn't say anything at all. But, Dora, don't you know anything about him?
Not much, Miss Olivia. Only that he was born in London. He's been to sea and things like that. You might say a bit of a mystery, Mum.
Anything else?
Well, he thinks he's a bit of all right, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that incredible vanity. They always have it, always.
Oh, Mum.
Murderers.
Murderers? Oh, Mum.
Dora, I'm going through his things. Will you help me?
Me? Sure, Miss Olivia, if you say so. Funny he hasn't unpacked his bags, Mum.
That is strange, Dora. He's had plenty of time.
Here's his wallet, though.
Anything in it?
Nothing much. A couple of snapshots, some bus tickets.
Wait, Dora. That snapshot. That's Mrs. Chalfont, the missing woman. There was a picture in the paper today.
You don't think that...
See if there's another bag under the bed.
No, Mum. Just his hat box, that's all. What is it, miss?
Dora, you suppose there's something inside it?
Why not ask me?
Danny.
The old lady wants me to take her for a walk. I came back to get me hat. Could I have my wallet, please? It's the only one I've got.
Danny, do you know anything about Mrs. Chalfont's whereabouts?
Mrs. who?
Don't pretend you've never heard of her.
Oh, Mrs. Chalfont. Thought you said Chalfont swear. Kind of silly swear about. I couldn't think.
You haven't answered me.
Well, I've got nothing to go on, but I think she's been murdered.
Who did it? Who killed her?
Sorry, miss. The old girl wants her Danny boy. If you'll excuse me now, I'll be running along.
waiting for you, Danny. I've got to talk to you.
As they say in the movies, Mum, I'm charmed.
Did you do it?
You know, you look mighty pretty tonight. Wearing your hair a lot looser, aren't you?
You haven't answered again.
Look now, suppose I ask a question or two. Why are you so interested in me?
Oh, because you don't talk. So I have to guess at what you're thinking.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe not. Maybe I know.
You think so, huh?
Yes, you haven't any feeling at all.
No feelings?
You live in a world of your own imagination.
I don't understand that talk. Bit over me head it is, Mum.
You understand me perfectly.
Maybe. Maybe not. You still think there's been some dirty work, eh?
I don't know. Perhaps not. But if she has been killed, the murderer will be caught.
What makes you think that?
They always are. There's always some mistake they make.
And what about the clever ones? The ones who do it and get away with it? The ones who... Someone's at the door.
I'll go. Just a moment.
Good evening, miss. The name is Belsize. Belsize of the county police.
Oh.
Sorry to bother you this late. Could I use your phone?
Of course. It's right here in the hall.
Hello? Hello, get me the county police, will you? Yes, and hurry, please. Thank you.
What is it? What's happened?
I'd rather not say, miss. It's not very pleasant. Hello? Hello, George. This is Belsize. Yes, we found her in the woods right back of the Bramson place. No, not yet, George. No, we can't be positive. The head is missing.
Lady Esther has presented Act One of Night Must Fall, starring Dame May Whitty, Rosemary DeCamp, and James Cagney. In just a moment, we will hear the Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Act Two. But first, a word from our hostess, Lady Esther.
If you've ever been tempted to cake your skin with makeup, to cover it over with a mask-like makeup coating, I'd like you to consider what skin specialists have told me. They say skin should never be plastered over. It's dangerous. Corking up the tiny pore openings can cause serious and lasting skin troubles. The surface of your skin may dry out, become rough and flaky. The pore openings may become stretched, coarser, years older looking, to say nothing of little bumps and even ugly blemishes. In short, the very defects such makeup is intended to conceal may actually be multiplied by its use. Isn't it shocking that women take such risks with their creamy skins when they're so unnecessary? I know, and millions of other women know, that Lady Esther face powder will give your skin the smooth, flawless look you want safely, and in bright sunlight as well as artificial light. You see, Lady Esther is a very different face powder, made differently by a new patented process. It's smoother and finer than powder has ever been before, and because of that, it spreads on your skin like a delicate, flattering film of beauty, hiding tiny lines and blemishes. And it clings for 4 long hours, on some skins even longer. That's why I ask you to try Lady Esther face powder. See for yourself how it instantly makes your skin look younger, smoother. Yes, and gives it all the exciting loveliness you want safely. You'll know why more lovely women now use Lady Esther face powder than any other makeup.
I was right. It had been murder, and the head was missing. I couldn't sleep a wink that night, fighting that terrible, overpowering thought. Finally, at 3 o'clock, I went out to the kitchen to make some tea. I was standing near the stove when I heard, or rather I should say I felt someone there. I turned very quickly and... Oh, it's you. What do you want?
I heard a noise. Hey, you making some tea?
Yes, I couldn't sleep.
Ah, too bad. Is there an extra cup for me?
Think so. Be ready in a moment.
What?
Thanks.
Really now, well, what are you doing out here?
I told you, I couldn't sleep. I was frightened.
Why do you keep on staying in this place? Out in the woods, lonesome, away from everyone. You don't like it, do you?
No, I don't, but...
I could tell you why you're staying. Because you want adventure, that's why.
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You want adventure, the kind that's right here now. Just us two. In the middle of the night like this. That's never happened to you before, has it? Being alone with a chap like me.
Don't.
You're not scared. You're excited. Your eyes are shining. There's a color in your cheeks, and your heart is beating.
I'm frightened.
You feel all light like air, don't you? You never knew there was something like this inside of you, did you? And that's why you're staying on in this place, isn't it? Isn't it?
Stop it, please. Please. The water's boiling over.
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. The tea.
You can pour it yourself. I don't want any. I'm going to my room.
All right. Go on pretending. I can wait for you. I can wait. Really now. Your face has been that long all day. You look just like an undertaker's assistant. You know, the old lady's beginning to get annoyed. You know that. Now, me, I try to stay in good spirits.
That's obvious. You've been drinking, haven't you? My aunt will order you off the place.
Oh, no, she won't. I've had enough of orders, I have. Why do you think I left the hotel? Orders. Everybody give me orders. Go here, do this, do that. Page boy. And just when I think I can take it easy, there's someone nagging at me, and screams, and I can't make her stop. Only by...
Go on.
Oh, no. You think I'm drunk, don't you? But I'm not. I'm too smart.
But not so smart you can sleep at night.
What?
You couldn't sleep last night. There was something that was keeping you awake. Just a little thing. A box. But it's rather heavy.
Don't say it. Don't even try to say it.
Who's that?
Take it easy. Anybody that's there, I'll handle them.
Hello, Danny. How's things?
Oh, fine, Mr. Belsize. Come in.
Well, we haven't scared you all out of the house yet, I see.
Oh, not a chance, sir, not a chance. Any clue to the murderer yet?
No, not yet. Pretty clever chap, all right.
You don't say.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he's got himself more publicity than a movie star.
Say, that is on the clever side. Anyone who can make his name like that and not be caught, and the police not even know who he...
Oh, Danny.
Yes?
Just one thing, Danny. Matter of form. If you don't mind, I'll have a quick look through your room, huh? Well, nothing in these bags of yours, Danny's. Only the hat box left, I guess. Seems to be locked. You got the key?
It isn't mine.
Not yours? Well, whose is it, then?
I don't know.
That's funny. If it isn't
It's
yours...
mine.
Miss Olivia.
May I have it, please? It's got all my letters in it.
But if it's yours, miss, what's it doing in here?
We used this for a storeroom before Danny moved in.
Oh, I see. Well, here it is, miss. I wouldn't want to be prying through all your letters. Well, goodbye, Danny. Keep me posted if anything turns up, huh?
I will, Mr. Belsize, I will.
I don't know why I did it, Danny. I don't know why.
I do. If you don't mind, I'll take that hat box now.
I don't care what the old lady says, Miss Olivia. She can't make me stay in this awful house after dark. I'm going into the village and stay with me folks.
My aunt wouldn't like to be left here alone.
Oh, but she won't be alone, Mum. You'll be here.
No, I won't, Dora. I'm going in with you.
Gone. She's gone. They're all gone. Only she knows too much now. Suppose she talks. Suppose Belsize comes back. Got to do it, I guess. Got to do it. Got to do it.
Olivia! Drat that girl. Never around when I need her. Dora! That's another one I'll have to talk to. Danny, where are you? There's no one here. They've gone. They've all gone and left me. I'm all alone. I'm all alone. I'm going to be murdered. I'm going to be... Danny! Danny, where are you? Where are you? Danny, where... What's that? There's someone outside. There's someone outside. What shall I do? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, forgive us our trespasses. Danny! Oh, Danny! Oh, Danny! It's you! Oh, Danny! Oh, relief when I saw your face. Oh, Danny, dear. You're the only one I can trust. Danny, you're the only one who can... Danny, that song. Why'd you whistle it, Danny? Why'd you look at me like that? Say something. Say something. In the name of God! Danny! Danny, what is it? Danny! Danny! Danny!
Well, it's done now. Just gotta burn the house, that's all. Won't be nothing left to show, nothing to... What's that? What is it? What is it? Say something, I'll... Oh, it's you. What have you come back for?
You've killed her. You've killed her, haven't you?
Suppose I have.
That's why I came back. I had to find out. I had to find you out.
No, that isn't why. You came back here for me. To be alone with me. Just like the other night. Didn't you? Didn't you?
I thought I wanted to. I didn't know what murder was really like. But they'll get you. They'll get you, Danny.
Oh, no, not me. I'm too smart. No one will ever know. Because no living soul will be able to tell any other living soul what happened.
You're going to kill me, too.
That's right. And you're scared.
No, not anymore. Because it could have been worse. I might never have found out what you're really like. You're mad. You're mad and horrible. And I almost...
Someone's there. They've been watching. They can't watch me. They can't. I'm the one that watches.
Anyone in there? It's me, Mr. Belsize.
They've been watching from behind the tree. 100 eyes behind each tree. Eyes, hundreds of them.
Hello
thousands.
in there. Hello, anyone up?
Mr. Belsize, we ought to...
Don't say a word. Don't say a word, not a single word.
What's going on? What are you two doing in here?
Oh, nothing, sir, nothing. Just having a talk before going to bed.
Well, why didn't you answer? Didn't you hear me call?
Mr. Belsize, my aunt...
Steady now, miss.
Oh, she's been imagining all kinds of things. Bit on the balmy side, I think.
That's so? Danny, let me see your hands.
What? My hands? Why, sure. Ain't nothing in my hands. Nothing but a...
Only a pair of handcuffs, that's all.
I'm caught.
I tried to phone here before, just a routine check. They told me the wires had been cut.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Die!
I'm sorry you had to see this, Miss Olivia. I'm leaving 2 men to watch the house and the coroner will be coming out. You'll be safe here till morning. Coming, Danny?
Who, me? Sure. You know, it's funny. I'd like something now I never wanted before. A long walk, all by myself. And just when I can't have it. That's contrary, isn't it? But I'm not through yet. I'll give them their money's worth at the trial.
Let's go, Danny.
Certainly, sir. Let's go.
Thank you, James Cagney, Dame May Whitty, and Rosemary DeCamp for one of the most thrilling performances we have ever had. And our thanks, too, to Emlyn Williams, the author.
Well, speaking for myself, Mr. Bradley, any girl would welcome a chance to play a role like Olivia. And speaking for all of us, any actor considers it a privilege to be with the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players, because it's these radio shows that support the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its wonderful work, the Country House and Clinic. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Mr. Camp. Ladies, I'd like to remind you again how careful you must be what makeup you use. Don't forget what skin specialists have told me. Makeup that cakes the skin with a heavy mask-like coating can cause a lot of serious skin trouble. It may dry out the skin, make it look rough and flaky. It may cork up the tiny pore openings with material even washing and creaming won't remove. It may coarsen and age the appearance of the skin, even encourage ugly blemishes. Just remember, you can achieve a far lovelier appearance without all these dangers when you use Lady Esther face powder. It's the finest, most flattering makeup you can possibly find. It leaves your skin with a smooth, flawless film of beauty that hides tiny lines and blemishes safely and clings for fully 4 hours. So if you want to look exciting and lovely, without danger, without risk to your skin, if you want to look as attractive close up as you do at a distance, I do hope you'll try my Lady Esther face powder.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players will present The Good Fairy. It will star Gene Lockhart, Frederick March, and Deanna Durbin. Be sure to listen, will you? James Cagney will soon be starred in his next picture, Blood on the Sun, a William Cagney production. Dame May Whitty can currently be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production, The White Cliffs of Dover. Rosemary DeCamp is soon to be seen in the Universal production, The Merry Monahans. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. To try Lady Esther four-purpose face cream, just get the smallest size jar. Later, you can get the economical large jar and keep refilling the small one for convenience. This is Truman Bradley, speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night, everyone. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, The Good Fairy. The starring players...
This is Deanna Durbin.
This is Frederick March. And this is Gene Lockhart.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in Universal Pictures' sparkling comedy, The Good Fairy, based on the play by Terence Molnar. It stars Frederick March as Dr. Sporum, Deanna Durbin as Louisa, and Gene Lockhart as Mr. Conrad. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in The Good Fairy.
Honestly, it could have happened to anyone. Just listen and see if you don't agree. You see, that was my very first job, working as a maid in the hotel. And old Detlef, he was one of the waiters there. Oh, I guess he felt sort of sorry for me because I'd been raised at the orphanage. And anyway, we got to talking, and he said...
You mean you've never even been to a party?
Well, once, at the orphanage, they took all us girls on an excursion. We gave them a lawn party at the penitentiary.
The penitentiary?
Yes, but only that once. They said it worried the prisoners or something.
Oh, that's silly. I mean a real party with lovely dresses and tailcoats and wine and good service and glassware and music.
Oh, my.
Ice cream and caviar and frogs' legs.
Oh, I love ice cream.
Well, look, there's going to be a big ball here tomorrow night. Would you like to go?
Oh, I'd love to. But I haven't anything to wear.
Well, I'll borrow an evening dress from the dry cleaning shop, and I'll get you an invitation, too. I'll leave it for you at the porter's desk. Oh, what's your name?
Louisa. Louisa Ginglebusher.
Ginglebusher? Baron so-and-so, meet Miss Ginglebusher. Now, that sounds awful.
But that's my name. What'll I do?
Well, you better not do anything. Just sit at a table and look aristocratic.
And that's what I was doing at the ball. Just sitting at a table and looking aristocratic when Mr. Conrad rushed up and sat right down and said...
Oh, why, you're beautiful. You're wonderful. The nicest thing that's happened to me. Are you alone? That's fine. Let's have some champagne.
Yes, but Detlef was the waiter at our table, you see, and he didn't think I should drink champagne, and he said...
I believe the young lady would prefer some soup.
And Mr. Conrad said...
Champagne.
And Detlef said...
Soup.
And Mr. Conrad said...
Champagne.
And Detlef still said...
Soup.
And then Mr. Conrad got very angry.
I say champagne, and if we can't get it here, we'll get it in the private dining room.
So you see, that's how we happened to go to the private dining room. And, well, I was a little frightened, I guess. I mean, well, the way Mr. Conrad was carrying on.
Money? Oh, money's no object, my dear. I have millions. I'm in the meatpacking business, you know. Just got back from South America. Oh, you're marvelous, wonderful. Why, a pretty girl like you ought to have everything. Diamonds, rubies, automobiles. You're stupendous, colossal. How would you like a fur coat, huh? That's what I'll start with. A nice
Oh, no,
fur...
no, you can't.
Nonsense. I thrive on obstacles. Why can't I? Why can't I give you a little sable coat? Huh?
Well, because, well, you see, I'm married.
Married? Oh, now why did you have to go and say that? Why do you have to spoil everything? We were having such fun. I was buying you a fur coat and... Wait a minute. Don't move. I've got it.
Got what?
He'll buy you the fur coat.
Who?
Your husband. I'll make him rich. What does he do?
Oh, you mean, what does he do?
Certainly, I mean, what does he do? Doctor? Teacher? Engineer? Dentist?
Oh, no, not a dentist.
No, that would be too painful. Printer? Undertaker? Grocer? Lawyer?
Lawyer. That's what he is, a lawyer.
Fine. I'll make him General South American Legal Representative.
General South American Legal... What does it mean?
Nothing. But I'll make him something. I'll make him rich. Not ordinary rich. I mean special rich.
Oh, just think. He'll be rich on account of me. Well, I'll be his good fairy. I'll wave my wand and...
You mean I'll wave my checkbook? I'll make him so rich he'll... confound that waiter. Where's the champagne? We've got to celebrate. You wait here, my dear. I'll go and get it.
That's how the whole thing happened, you see. I just wanted to be a good fairy and make my husband rich, only I didn't have a husband, so I had to get one. out of the phone book, and he had to be a lawyer and very poor. So I picked one on a very poor street. Dr. Max Sporum on Weisenberger Street. And, well, that's why Mr. Conrad went to see him.
Ah, good morning. I'm looking for Dr. Max Sporum.
Are you from the gas company?
I should say not. I'm from the South American Meatpacking Company.
No, I'm sorry. I don't like frozen meat. Good day.
Just a minute. Do I look like a meat salesman?
Frankly, yes.
Well, I'll have you know, sir, that I'm president of a very large organization, and I'm here to get some legal advice from Dr. Sporum. And my first advice to him will be to discharge you.
Now, let me tell you, my pompous friend, no one can discharge me. I am Dr. Sporum.
Just the same, eh? Oh, you're Dr. Sporum. Well, no wonder I didn't recognize you. I mean, behind that beard.
This beard, sir. This beard is a proud symbol of my profession. I'll thank you not to disparage it.
Oh, no. On the contrary. Now, I'm here to make you my general South American legal representative. Now, what do you think of that?
I'm no child, you know.
No, naturally not for that. I mean...
I have always upheld the ethics of my profession, sir. I will have nothing to do with shady deals.
But you don't understand.
Now, you mean you have no motives? Yet you pick me, an unknown, unsuccessful lawyer, for a post of that sort? Answer yes or no.
No, I mean yes. I mean, well, you're not as obscure as you think, Dr. Sporum. Oh, no. Some of us have been watching you, sir. Those cases of yours.
Oh, you mean the Bogani case?
That's the one. Good old Bogani. The way you won that case.
Yeah, but I lost it.
That's what I... oh, you lost it. Oh, but that's just what I mean. Sometimes it's better to lose a case cleverly than to win it stupidly. Now, here's my proposition, sir. Your fees will be $100,000 a year.
100,000?
And here's 10,000 cash to bind the bargain.
So fast?
That's my motto. The quicker, the faster. And remember, Dr. Sporum, remember, share your good fortune with anyone near and dear to you. A little sable here, a diamond there. It means so much to them. Well, that's all for now. I'll phone you later.
I'm rich. I can have new furniture, new equipment, a new pencil sharpener. An automatic with a handle and different-sized holes. What I've always dreamed about at last. At last. That's it, gentlemen. The desk goes right there. Fine. Now, if you bring those files...
I'm sorry that'll have to wait. We're quitting for lunch. Come on, men.
Oh, no. Do you really have to? I mean, couldn't you... Excuse me, please. No, look here. You mustn't bother me when I'm... Oh, you brought it. Oh, my pencil sharpener. And high time, I must say. If you delivered pencil sharpeners a little more promptly, you might not have to work in a stationer's all your life.
But I don't work in a station.
Promptness is the very soul of... Oh, you don't?
No, I was just standing outside, and a messenger put this gadget in my hands and told me to sign for Dr. Max Sporum, and... Are you Dr. Sporum?
Yes. And whom have I the honor of...
Oh, my name is Louisa. Louisa Ginglebusher.
I see you... Ginglebusher? Why were you standing outside, may I ask? Oh, you were coming here to consult me, perhaps?
Oh, no. I just wanted to see how you looked.
Indeed? Mm-hmm. And how do I look?
Terrible. I mean, with that beard and everything.
My dear young lady, you are looking at the General South American legal representative of a very large corporation.
Are you glad?
Glad? If you mean stupefied, jubilant, triumphant, thunderstruck...
Yes, I do.
Then I'm glad, and I'll tell you why. Because I've always contended that right is right, and integrity is the only sure road to success.
But don't you...
No, let me finish. For years, I have starved in this very spot. For years, my dear girl. Dreading every ring on that doorbell, knowing it meant always a summons for the rent, or a man to shut off the water, or remove my gas meter. And why?
Well, maybe you just...
No, I'll tell you why. Because I have always been an ethical lawyer, steeped in the law, but concerned with justice. But knowledge and honesty bring their reward in the end. Yes, just this morning, our president, Mr. Conrad, came to me.
You mean you think he came
because he wanted an able, honest man. Why else?
Well, maybe...
And because you're the first one to hear about this world-shaking event, and because you're rather pretty, and because I like you, from now on, I am your legal advisor for nothing.
For nothing?
Yeah, for nothing. Free, gratis, absolutely without charge. Now then, is there anything you'd like to consult me about?
Well, Yes, there is one thing.
Excellent, excellent. And since my fees are now $100,000 a year, I believe we can afford to discuss your problem over lunch. I'm putting in all new furniture, you know. I'm going to be completely re-equipped.
Really? Mm-hmm. Isn't this ice cream good?
Yeah, it's splendid, splendid. Did you know there's an ice box that makes its own ice? And with gas?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't either. No. But I read about it. I might even buy one. And I might buy a motor car, too.
No.
Yes. Yeah, oh, not a big one, of course. Just something to drive around in.
How many cylinders?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe one to start with.
Isn't that wonderful? What color will you get? Red shows up nicely, or do you like green?
No, well, I was thinking of a nice, quiet black.
Black? Mm-hmm. Do you want to look like an undertaker? Why not get something cheerful like yellow or green or... I know! Pink!
Pink?
Why not? That's a very pretty color.
Oh, no. I think a nice conservative black.
Well, of course, it's your car. But if it was me, I certainly wouldn't get it black, and well, I certainly wouldn't wear a beard either.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I believe there was something you wanted to ask me.
Ask you?
Yeah, as I understood it, a legal question.
Oh, that. Yes, well, if a girl told a man she was married and she wasn't, and she only told him because she had to, is there anything wrong in that?
Wrong in what?
I mean, when he asked her husband's name, and I just, this girl just picked out some name or other, is there anything wrong in that?
Well, she didn't get anything from him under this assumed name, did she?
Oh, no, she didn't get anything. Nothing.
Well, then she has nothing to worry about. And she may eat her ice cream in peace. If I had a name like Ginglebusher, I'd want to change it, too.
If I had a beard like that, I certainly wouldn't make fun of Ginglebusher.
Which concludes the legal business, I believe.
Please take it off.
Never.
All right, and it's got to be pink.
Pink?
The car. You can't take that beard around in a black car. You'd frighten the children.
Just a moment. I never said I was buying a car. I was only thinking about it.
Oh, but you've got to buy one. You've got to buy it today.
Oh, now, please, one doesn't just buy cars like that.
But suppose your president changes his mind. By tomorrow night, you might not even be general legal.
Why should he change his mind?
Oh, I don't know. He just might. Come on, let's go and buy it now.
Well, of course, I don't mind going to look, but just to look, mind you. Under no circumstances will I buy a car. At last, I'm driving my own motor car.
Oh, and such a lovely color, too. Such a beautiful pink. It'll be so effective when your beard comes off.
People will point at me. It's my beard. Never.
What do you like today, Dr. Spolam? A haircut, the shampoo, and the beard. I trim him a little, yes?
The beard comes off.
Off?
Off. And what's more, I'm afraid this is just the beginning.
Lady Esther has presented Act One of The Good Fairy, starring Gene Lockhart, Frederick March, and Deanna Durbin. In just a moment, we will hear the Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Act Two. But first, a word from our hostess, Lady Esther.
If you were to wet your face and let it dry in the wind, you know how tight and drawn it would feel. You know how rough and flaky the delicate surface texture of your skin would look. Well, skin specialists tell me that coating the skin, covering it with mask-like makeup, produces somewhat the same condition, only worse. They call it dehydrating the skin, drying it out. If you've been using any type of makeup that stiffens or hardens on your skin, becomes a sort of mask or coating, you may have noticed dehydration. You may have noticed that your skin is drier and flakier than it used to be, that the pore openings seem stretched and enlarged, that the texture of your skin looks a little coarser. You may even have noticed little bumps and blemishes. Skin specialists say these are the results you can expect from makeup that plasters the skin and corks up the tiny pore openings. Instead of improving the skin, such makeup may actually cause it to look older. Now, doesn't it seem a shame for any woman to take such risks when she can look so much lovelier, safely? Lady Esther Face Powder gives your skin that smooth, flawless look you want, that fresh, young look, without danger. For it's made a new way by my patented twin hurricane process, and it has what I call a baby texture. It's not like ordinary powder on the skin, but like a delicate film of beauty that helps hide little lines and blemishes, and it clings at least 4 hours, often longer. Compare Lady Esther Face Powder with any other makeup you've ever used. Try it on half your face, with your usual makeup on the other, and I promise you'll see at once why more lovely women now use Lady Esther Face Powder than any other kind of makeup.
I was so happy that afternoon, and I really thought I was his good fairy, too, helping him to buy a car and a new suit and new ties and shirts. And then afterward, while he was in the barber shop, I was waiting in the department store across the street, and that's how I happened to see the first scarf. Oh, it was so beautiful. Genuine foxine. And a bargain, too. $19.50. Marked down from $25. Of course, I couldn't afford anything like that. I couldn't even hope to buy it, but, well, I was just sort of trying it on.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. I said that scarf looks lovely on you. Now, what do you think about me?
Oh, I'm afraid you've made a mistake.
Yes, I think I have, Miss Ginglebusher. Look what you've done to me. Look.
Dr. Sporum, it's you.
Yes, what's left of me. You see before you a man who has to shave, the bane of human existence. It takes time and trouble and ruins the disposition.
But you look wonderful. So handsome.
No, please, let me finish. Young lady, you don't realize. My beard kept me warm in winter and cool in summer. And gave me something to do with my hands when I was nervous.
But
and besides which, a beard is man's crowning glory, distinguishing him from all other animals. Some other animals can even speak, such as parrots. But can you show me any others with beards?
Yes, such as billy goats.
Well, yes, billy goats, yeah. But I do feel very naked, you know. But let it never be said that a Sporum refused any request of a Ginglebusher.
I'm so glad you did it. Now you look like a real general South American legal.
You look very pretty in that scarf. What is it?
Isn't it beautiful? It's genuine foxine.
Aha. Probably related to a fox or something.
I was just trying it on. Huh? I think I'd better...
No. Don't take it off. No. You've got to have it. You've got to let me share my good fortune with you.
Oh, I can't.
No, please, you must. What's a foxine between friends, Oh, clerk.
Yes, sir. Something you wish, sir?
Yeah, the young lady will take this scarf. I see it's $19.50. Here's a 20. You may keep the change.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, you're wonderful and kind and good and generous. That's why I like doing things for you.
For me? You mean you have done, or about to do, or you wish to do me some good?
Oh, no. I just mean if something came along, well, naturally, I'd do it if I could.
Oh, well, that's sweet of you. You know, now that we've met, it would be dreadful if we lost each other. We never saw each other again.
Yes, wouldn't it?
So it follows that we must arrange to meet again. Tonight, perhaps, for supper.
That's wonderful. Oh, no, I can't. I forgot.
You forgot what?
I have to have supper with a gentleman. I told him I would at his hotel.
His hotel? What do you mean, his apartment?
I suppose so. Oh, I'd rather go with you, but after all he's done,
Is this the gentleman to whom you gave the assumed name?
Yes.
I see. For such a young girl, you're doing very well.
I'm not doing anything.
Good day, Miss Ginglebusher.
Oh, wait. Don't you want to see me anymore? I thought we liked each other.
Apparently, we were mistaken. Goodbye.
He's so happy, Detlef. He thinks he's been made General South American Legal because he's been honest all these years. He's got to keep all that. Even if he doesn't like me anymore, he's got to keep his pencil sharpener.
What do you mean, his pencil sharpener? Has anyone been giving you champagne again?
Oh, don't be silly. But if you start out being a good fairy, you can't stop right in the middle.
In the middle of what? Well, where does the pencil sharpener come in?
He's got to keep it. That's why I have to have supper with Mr. Conrad.
The one who tried to make you drink last night? I absolutely forbid it.
You can't.
I can. I'll tear him apart with my bare hands. I'll knock him down. I'll knock him down again.
Laugh. This is for for dear Maxie's sake.
Oh, it's good to see you, my dear. You're wonderful. You're gorgeous. Tell me, what did he say?
Who?
That, your husband, you know.
Oh, Maxie. Well, I gave him a good talking to.
Fine.
And then we went out and bought a new car.
Fine.
And then he got some new clothes. New suit, new hat, new shirts, new ties.
Yes. But what about you? What did you get?
Me?
Well, after all, that was the whole idea. If I made him rich, I mean...
Oh, yes, of course. I got this fur scarf. Isn't it lovely? Genuine foxine. Foxine. He gets himself an automobile. All those wonderful things, and all you get is this piece of skinned cat. It isn't cat.
Don't tell me skins are part of my business. Why, a girl like you should have the best. Ermine, sables, mink, chinchilla. And if he won't get them for you, I'll get them for you.
Oh, no, you can't.
Why not? I worship you, revere you. You electrify me. You weld me into a
fiend.
Into a fiend. What? No. What are you doing here, sir? Who are you?
Oh, don't you remember me?
Of course I do. I never forget a face. Wait, don't tell me. Hold on. I have... You're that waiter fellow, the one who liked soup.
No, she liked the soup. I don't like soup, and I don't like you, and maybe you won't like this.
Detlef! Oh, you hit him. You'll spoil everything.
Now, come along. We're getting out of here. Come on now.
No,
come
let me go.
Unhand her. You can't do this to her. To me, you'll pay for it. I'll pay you for it. I'll see my lawyer. Where's Dr. Sporham? I want to see him. Isn't he home? Don't stand there like that. Call Dr. Sporham.
I am Dr. Sporham.
What do you mean you're... Why, he's a fellow with a... Don't you think... What's the big idea?
I shaved.
You shaved? You look terrible.
Well, you don't look too well yourself. What's the matter with your eye?
That's what I came to see you about. A little while ago, I was walking down the street. A taxi came along.
A taxi, eh? Did it belong to one of the big companies?
It doesn't matter.
But it does. In the case of Weber versus...
I don't care about Weber. All I care about is your wife.
My wife?
Yes, your wife. She was sitting in the cab with an ugly waiter from my hotel. And when What are you laughing at? Your wife was in the taxi with that waiter.
I haven't any wife.
You haven't any... What do you mean, sir? Why, I thought that...
excuse me. I'll see who's at the door.
Dr. Sporham?
Louisa, it's you. I've been looking everywhere for you. I went back to the store, but you were gone.
Dr. Sporham, this is Detlef. He said we ought to come and...
It's an outrage to subject a girl like this to the attentions of an old wolf like that.
Are you referring to me?
Mr. Conrad.
No wife, Dr. Sporham. I suppose she just came here by accident. I suppose you never saw her before. I suppose you're not even married to her. I suppose I must be goofy or something.
Yes, it's possible, of course. But pending a final decision in this matter, I believe we'd better have an explanation.
Mr. Conrad was carrying on like that. I didn't know what to say,
So you said you were married.
That's where you come in, Dr. Sporham.
Me?
He said he'd make my husband rich, and I thought I could be like a good fairy and help somebody, and so I looked in the phone book.
And you picked me, is that it?
I just said, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and you were
And that, Mr. Conrad, is why you came to me and made me your lawyer.
Well, in a way, I mean, that is...
yes. I see. Honesty is the only road to success. The standard of ethics, long may it wave.
It's all my fault.
Oh, I can understand about the phone. It's an impulsive gesture. But why did you have to go to his apartment tonight? Why?
So you could keep your blasted pencil sharpener, that's why.
Louisa, you mean everything you did? I mean, my pencil chip, it was all for me.
I'm sorry I was so much trouble. I'm going now. Mr. Conrad, I guess this first scarf is yours.
Oh, no, please.
Yes, she's right. She's right, of course. The scarf, the furniture, the motor car, the balance of the money. Louisa, we shall be very poor.
Oh, I've never been anything else.
But you know I love you.
And I love you. We'll get along even without his old contract.
Oh, you will you? Independent, aren't you? Well, let me tell you this. This man has a contract with me. He's signed for 5 years, whether he likes it or not.
What?
And if there's any breaking of contracts around here, I'll do it myself. Who do you think you are?
But Mr. Conrad...
Yes, and who do you think you are, young lady?
Well, whether you like it or not, Mr. Conrad, she happens to be my good fairy.
Oh, no, I'm the good fairy. As a matter of fact...
Why, you soup lover, you, I'll punch you right in the eye. If there's any good fairy around here, it's me.
Thank you, Frederick March, Deanna Durbin, and Gene Lockhart for a really delightful half hour. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
If you are one of those who've written me recently of your experience with harmful makeup, I want to take this opportunity to thank you. I'm glad to know I'm wakening so many women to the danger of dehydrated skin dried, flaked, and coarsened by the application of mask-like coatings of makeup. But I've not been the only one to sound this warning. Skin specialists are continually telling women who come to them with dry, rough, blemished skins to avoid any makeup that coats the skin, masks it. For if you cork up the tiny pore openings with hard little deposits, you stretch and enlarge them, risk ugly little bumps and blemishes, dry and coarsen the skin's delicate surface. I can't believe any woman would willingly take these risks once she knows about them, especially when it's so easy to prove with one little box of Lady Esther face powder that she can get the smooth, flawless look she wants safely. Lady Esther face powder, made by my own exclusive process, is smoother and finer than face powder has ever been before. You'll see the difference the instant the puff touches your skin. You'll see how much smoother your skin looks, how much fresher and younger. You'll see why so many women call Lady Esther face powder the most flattering powder they've ever used.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present Alias the Deacon. It will star Charles Winninger, Martha O'Driscoll, and Noah Berry, Jr. Be sure to listen. Deanna Durbin is currently being seen in the Universal production Christmas Holiday. Frederick March will soon be seen in the Lester Cowan production Tomorrow the World. Gene Lockhart can currently be seen in Going My Way, a Paramount production. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Now, to try Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream, just get the smallest size jar. Later, you can get the economical large jar and keep refilling the small one for convenience. This is Harry Bonzell speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.